You're listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast, discussing all aspects of precision and long-range rifle shooting. This episode is brought to you by Impact Dynamics. And now, over to your hosts.
Well, hello and welcome to the Precision Shooting Podcast. My name is Rusty. This is episode number 119. And we have a room full tonight, a room full of guys. We'll start here to my right, Andy. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. You're quite the fanboy tonight. You're wearing the shirt. You've got the mug. It's acceptable because you bought the shirt before you were on the show.
It's the only way I could get in. Yep.
Confess the undying love.
That's it.
Good. Next to him, Dutchy. How are you, mate?
I am sensational.
Wonderful.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for asking, mate. You're a much nicer bloke than Andy is. Yeah, and you're also rocking one of the mugs actually, somewhere. You've turfed it. All right. Well, no, how you feel? That's all right. Fair call. And over there,
that's a collector's piece. That's why I'm not using it.
Oh, okay. Straight
as soon as you open the box, it loses its value. Yeah.
I'm not sure I had much to begin with, to be honest.
It's not signed by Greg's.
That's right. But the special guest, the voice you just heard, is Travie Harris. How are you, mate?
Very well, thanks, Rusty. Thanks for having me, mate.
No, thanks for joining us, mate. And we are back. It's been a few weeks since we recorded an episode for various reasons, but we're back on deck. How's everyone going? Been shooting, doing things, guns, anything related, non-related?
I've been playing around with mine for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. What about your gun?
That too.
Good.
Yeah, sometimes at the same time.
Good. I'm glad. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Dutchy's giving you quite the stare.
Oh, I'm staring off into space.
He's thinking about
pretending
it.
I didn't hear that.
He's thinking about it. He's like, I wonder if that wooden stock would work.
I was actually looking at those arrows going, they'll be good to just point into my eyes.
Right. Good. Well, we're off to a killer start then. Andy, tell us more about your gun. What's been going on?
Let's not.
Okay. Well, we'll stop there. Right. Anyway.
Andy, let's talk about your rifle.
I should be clearer.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well,
anyway, back to you.
Simple folk need simple instructions. So
Yep.
Carry on. Mate.
Well, what would you like to know? I mean, I left it about 2 weeks to clean it from Victoria.
Oh yeah, well that's probably the big thing, isn't it? We had a match in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that one. Yep, Steelpocalypse. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into that later.
Oh, we will.
Yep. Yeah. So I did put a couple of patches through just to get the shit out of the barrel and make sure it wasn't wet.
Yeah, because it was pretty wet at that match.
It was.
Yeah.
And I found at the end of the first day, the Saturday, I was having some issues. But I was able to fix that. But yeah, since I got home, I hadn't really pulled it apart or given it a good clean for about 2 weeks. So I did that, like every nut and bolt, every screw, every little circlip that holds the cheek riser bolts in and everything.
How many did you have left over when you put it back?
One washer.
It's got to be something.
I can't think where it would go though.
Inside, maybe.
He's not in production. He's not in production anymore. It's modified. It's missing a washer.
Well, that's it, Andy.
that is a fair point. That is a modification to the stock. That's, he's trying to cheat weight regulation somehow.
Yeah, that must be it.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, no, I gave the whole thing a full wipe down and a spray of thinners and some degreaser and that sort of thing, and I thought I'd attack it with a paint can.
So all the paint fell off is what you're actually saying, and then you had to paint the...
No, because it's anodised.
Okay,
so didn't fall off, but got the shit out of it, all the dirt, and then
that's what you need.
Yeah, a bit of primer and a bit of paint, and now it looks sick. And I'm going to shoot heaps better now.
I thought you might. Trav, you were at the same match, mate. Did you clean your gun?
Yeah,
we know you
coincidentally about 2 weeks after
the
match as well. For some reason, I stripped it actually as soon as I got home. I thought I'd pull it apart and get everything airing out. But yeah, it took me about 2 weeks to give it a full clean and going over. I did the same thing, full nut and bolt resto. So
nicely done, very good. Well, I have some good news and some follow up to let you know. The yeet cannon is a thing.
Whoop whoop.
The High Point Firearms. Tried to spin the story, but anyway, they've ended up. The important thing is they've ended up with the Yeet Cannon 9 G1 or something like that, and it actually says Yeet Cannon the whole way down the side.
Nice.
So if you guys are looking for a handgun that's not very good, High Point Firearms. Highly suggest a not very good firearm for it. So check it out.
The world is a wonderful place if we've got that now.
Yeah, certainly is. They've caved to the internet. Well done. Well done. They backed up what they said they would do. Say the internet's voted for it. So good. What about you, Dutch? You haven't been shooting the last few weeks, have you?
Let's have a think. No, I haven't. No.
Waiting for you to get up the club.
I went up there, but they just shouted at me, so I ran away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Not friendly.
Was that a metallic silhouette day?
Could have been.
Sounds like
it was a yell at the homeless kind of day, I think.
They definitely would have yelled at you, probably kicked you as well then.
Yeah, they tried, but I'm pretty quick.
Good. Still got your legs. Nicely done. Hey, there's some new products have hit the market recently. I hope you guys have seen that. Vortex dropped 3 new lines of binoculars in like 5 days or something. That's madness. But anyway, they the Crossfires and the Diamondbacks, and they've all bumped them up to HD glass, and the Razor line has jumped to a UHD, an Ultra HD, I guess. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
That almost sounds like Yeet HD.
They should have gone with YHD. I don't know why they went up to it. But I'm guessing it's Ultra HD. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but I guess it is now.
That's what I
assume. Is that a thing in TVs? Do they have Ultra HD
where
TVs?
do you go from UHD, though? Are they going to bring out 4K HD in like binos and stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, just so you know. It's 4K binos. Yep. Then 8K binos. Yeah. Good. Well, I'm glad we shut down that line of questioning really quickly. Good. Any other products you guys have seen?
There's no such thing as a bad question. Someone's got to ask them.
Yeah, I like it. Well, where do you think they go?
Ultra.
That's the way. Just double it. Yeet cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Any other products you guys have seen? No.
Silence.
Silence doesn't work on crickets. The other stuff, Sony released new camera, not particularly relevant to those who don't care.
Cool.
There's some new, some binos. Now you got me on binos, Andy.
Close.
Upgraded binos.
Really close.
Earmuffs that are this week's special from Scoped Out and Projectile Warehouse, either one, whichever one you like. The Earmor M31 earmuffs. So grab them out and have a little play with them. These are quite cool, actually. They're very different shape, which is what gives them their main point of difference. They look more like an ear shape rather than just the symmetrical sort of shape. What do you reckon, Dutchy?
They do look like an ear shape.
Yeah. Take your headphones off and give them a crack and tell us what you reckon. They're like a softer latex thing. If you guys haven't seen these yet, how do they feel?
Like an ear, but more. Like hence the name, I guess. No, they feel quite comfortable.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, they've seemed all right. And I know you played with them before. They seemed all right.
Yeah, quite soft. Yep.
On live reviews going on. That's the way. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just going to... Is there a battery in there?
I don't think there is, mate. I literally pulled it off the shelf.
Just pretend there is. It's the magic of TV.
I wouldn't lie to our loyal listeners.
I can because I'm new. So.
But everyone else. It's quality. I think there's an eliminator in here. You're good shooting grass.
Good. We're going to talk about that video, aren't we? We're going to talk about that video. Right, okay, maybe next episode we'll have to talk about because we've got some plans to do with that video. we might have to mention. I tell you what, we're going to tell our patrons the link to that video.
Oh yeah,
about that. Yeah,
that's just sneaky enough to work. I like it.
But
they're light, aren't they?
Seriously though, on that sort of ear pro sort of thing, when I flew up to Brisbane last week for some work, but when I was on the plane, I took my noise cancelling headphones and that sort of shit. And obviously how they work, they're a what are they, passive or something, where they project in noise which equals the noise around you, so it cancels it out.
Yep.
I should have taken my ear pro headphones because they jack
actually
in.
block out the noise.
They block out the noise, and you can jack in and play shit through them.
Yep.
For anyone who
You
hasn't
could have
thought about
listened
that
to
before,
everyone's conversation on the aeroplane. Just turn them right up and be like,
Microphone right up.
wow, these
that would have
people
just
are-
been like,
Sensible. Sensible.
oh,
Yeah.
I just
Well,
don't know.
Travis going to give him a go.
There's some really judgmental people on this aeroplane.
And Andy's the biggest one.
These don't work quite as well. I can't hear what you're
You
saying.
put them on backwards.
They're coming.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cool. Well, the deal with them is they're $10 off at Scoped Out of Projectile Warehouse when you use the code. What code should we give them?
Yeah, less.
EARLESS.
EARLESS.
All right, EARLESS.
Yep. Well, here's EARLESS when they're not Earmor.
EARLESS. You can buy some Earmors for EARLESS, $10 less to be precise. Well done, Travie. That actually plays really well. You should be into marketing or something. But probably
Missed
not.
opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Earmor.
Also, if anyone's looking to start a podcast, we are selling some podcasting gear. So some bits and pieces and there's some microphones and some Steinberg, Yamaha UR44 and some camera gear and some other bits and pieces. Anyway, if you're into that sort of gear, hit me up and I'll send you the list of that stuff as we have upgraded of recent times. Right.
But it can't be related to what we talk about, can it? Otherwise, it's like conflict of interest.
Yeah, do what you like. It's your own life. Do what you like, man. Do what you like.
that's
Talk
it.
about shooting. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. I was speaking of other shooting podcasts now that you bring it up.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you guys listen to VP Precision? Is that right? Have I got that right? I should look at my phone. I got a feeling that I've doubled up on the P, but I may not have. No, I think it's VP Precision podcast. You guys heard of this one?
No.
I've
No,
not.
it is. It is VP. This is Jake Vibbett and John Pinch.
Okay.
So two of the best shooters, arguably in the world, really. John went to Canada and shot a match over in Canada the other week, and he got 100% of the score. And the next person down got 77% of the score.
Whoa.
Nailed
so
it.
he pretty much murdered Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done, John.
Well done.
But those boys are running a podcast now, so they're up to episode 7 or 8, so which is excellent. And of course, dudes who really know what they're talking about, go check them out.
Yeah.
Check them out. They're nowhere near as stupid as we are, so probably worth listening to. Yeah. What else did I have?
Do they cover all aspects?
I don't know. They don't claim it.
It's not claimed. I'm just reading it here. It's definitely not claimed, so they must.
No, we claim it. We claim that we cover all aspects, but don't. Maybe they only talk about the stuff they know. That's where they're going wrong. They should talk about everything, even the stuff they don't know, like we do. Speaking of stuff we don't know, the Armageddon Gear Cup. Do you guys see that? Actually, I'll probably use the wrong name
I did. Yes.
to signify how much we don't know about it. So is that the
I
right
asked for
name?
sponsorship. Yeah.
Good.
I told them that they don't test their own gear.
Oh, okay. So you could
Yeah,
test it for
yeah.
them. Yeah.
I took all of their advice. I paid with credit card. I'm a pro.
So you're a pro shooter now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good. AG Cup. I was pretty close. So this match, if you are following it at all, it was a invite only match for the top 20 of the best shooters in the game, I guess. 20 invites, $40,000 of prize money. It's $1,000 entry. Winner takes all, and there's another $20,000 across each stage where whoever wins each stage wins $1,000 or something along those lines.
It's going to be some serious competition.
That's pretty serious. So cool to see who got there. Hopefully they do some good video stuff from it.
Yeah.
And we get to see a bunch of that gear. That'll be good. Did you guys Dutchy get your invite?
No.
No. It's a shame. Maybe they had to restrict it to US.
Yeah, I think so.
It's disappointing.
They usually keep all the good people out of the World Series in the
Yeah. Maybe it's rigged.
Got
That's
to keep
right.
it fair.
Yeah. Bloody, what is it, the Dodgers? Or was it the Yankees? Who rigged it? World Series?
Don't know. Not much of a
All
baseball.
aspects.
You're telling the story.
Good. Number 8. Other good news before we get on to some disappointing news, but other good news. Our Precision Shooting Podcast YouTube channel is finally up to date. we have all 118, or probably by the time you're hearing this, unless you're a Patreon supporter and get it early, we've got all 119 episodes up on YouTube. So if you are more of a YouTuber than you are a podcaster, jump on YouTube, follow a Precision Shooting Podcast, and find us on there, and you will see our episodes go up there generally the same day they go up on the podcast stream. So that would be really good if you guys can jump on there. I know for some reason some people like watching podcasts on YouTube. Don't expect amazing videos. They're just images. But it took me 8 months to do 17 videos and then 3 days to do the 102 left or whatever. There's a couple bonus episodes on there as well. So so anyway, I know, Andy, I must apologise to our current subscribers because when you upload 102 videos in 3 days, there's a lot of notifications that go out. So if you turned the bell off so you didn't get belled every time one came up or whatever, jump on there and resubscribe with the subscribe and also hit the notifications so you get to know when they go up. That would be excellent. Travie's like, what's YouTube?
What's YouTube? Where?
Yeah.
They have the internet on computers now.
Hey, sad news. Are you guys familiar with J. Allen at all?
J. Allen Stocks?
J. Allen Stock.
Yes.
/ chassis.
Yes.
Yeah. So for those not familiar in the room, let me show you what they were. I had one for a little while. This style of stocks. Have you seen those before, Dutchy?
Oh, I'm quite familiar. I'm just holding my tongue because you said it's bad news.
Yeah, it is bad news. Yeah, Andy, you familiar with those stocks at all?
Yeah, I reckon I've seen them around. Yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, they have closed up shop this week. Yeah, which is really sad news. This is the announcement on their website, which actually crashed with people trying to visit to find out the information.
Wow.
It's great sadness that after 16 years of designing, manufacturing one of the highest quality chassis systems in the world, we've recently had to lay off our employees and close our doors. We appreciate all of you and wish that did not have to come to this. We're unable to find a solution to stay open. Please understand and respect that this is extremely difficult for our families and employees and wish that we could have kept going. For everyone on our 5-person team, customers were our number one priority and it hurts us that it ended this way. At this time, we are unable to give any more info, and if that changes in the future, we will let you know. Thank you to all those who believed in our products and loved them as much as we did. This was our life. And I know they were big supporters of PRS and of other disciplines and often at matches and all that sort of gear. So really sad to see that that go that way. Yeah, I don't know. I did have a J. Allen stock for a while myself. It was good stock. I didn't particularly get comfortable with it, but that's no reflection on the stock. That was just me. My messed up body, which is even more messed up this week. They're sexy looking stocks. They're really nice looking stocks.
I watched a review from the PRS in the USA recently, and yeah, saw their stocks, a good feature of them. They look quite good and got quite a good review, and it was actually quite an interesting video. So a bit of a shame.
Yeah, they were solid. They were unique. They were really unique. They were very different and cool looking beasts. Sort of a hybrid between a chassis and a stock, but probably a little bit more chassis-ish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chassis-ish.
Chassis. No, it's going to get worse if I keep trying.
You sound like Sean Connery.
What time does Sean Connery get to Wimbledon?
10ish.
Well played. Well played. What time does Hitler get there?
9.
Oh, we've 119 episodes in. We've finally hit a Hitler joke. Sorry you had to be here, Travie.
Quality. Good thing is that's not going to make any sense to anyone yet, is it?
Yeah.
It will to our Patreon supporters in an hour or so. Speaking of which, we believe we are actually broadcasting to our Patreon supporters. Yeah, they haven't sent us any messages yet. They're just sitting there quietly. We can see that a couple of them are watching us. Look at that.
We know you're watching.
We know you're watching, guys. Say good day.
Either that or their monitor's just on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool work.
Yeah, sorry to bring us all down. But
They've just
hang on.
closed the window.
Here we go.
We had a message. Now, does that work? Anyway, it's come up on YouTube. Anyway,
what
I
did
don't know
it
how
say?
it works.
Number 8.
He says good. Says good job. Says good. Oh, there we go. We got a message from someone. I don't know how to look up the messages, but there we go. We got notifications there. Keep playing with your mic stand, Rusty. That's all I do, mate. This the joy of this. This is why I've got the fancy mic. is because I can do this and it doesn't actually come through in the recording very much. So that works well.
And playing with mic stand looks better on TV.
That's exactly right. And we're on the major broadcast network, so that's what we do. Anyway.
I'm inspired to just adjust now.
You guys should be able to adjust.
Dutchy,
don't hold this bit.
Oh,
Hold this bit.
gee, see, I do
Look at
it all
him,
wrong.
amateur.
Yeah,
I reckon.
that's it. Yeah, good. Let's just keep doing this. Well, okay, Aaron. Not Aaron. It was Luke. Sorry. One of the main reasons that I'm adjusting this is because I busted my back up at the last match, and that has caused me to have to cancel 5 interstate trips, which is disappointing. But what it has led to is the fact that I'm home more, despite not being able to sit down for too long unless I'm having several beverages like we are, and I'm on painkillers as well to try and get through this. It has allowed me to sit in front of the computer from time to time and finish up some videos. So back in March, look at you go, Dutchy.
Yeah, look at that. Learn from the best.
Back in March, I went to the Lithgow Arms Factory and filmed a tour there with Brian, who took us around. Tell you what, that dude knew some stuff, and everyone's about to find out how much he knew because I filmed the whole thing, and I have actually nearly finished it. Because when I went over there, I was planning to do like a little 10-minute, 12-minute videos that we've been doing, and they ended up. We had so much content from him, and I mean, I could turf a bunch of it and make it a 10-minute interesting, fun video, which is a way to do it. But I didn't want to turf some of the stories he talked about. He talked about like the history of the Owen guns, for example, and he talked about how they used this sighting in machine. And the clip I showed some of you guys before was how they would use a hammer to straighten barrels out, and just little processes like that. And I just thought, he took the time to tell us all that. We were there for 3 or 4 hours. I should certainly honour the stuff he talked about and utilise that to put in the video. So it's going to end up being 3 videos, 3 20-minute-ish videos. It's not the one to just like watch in passing on your phone quickly while you're trying to kill 10 minutes. But if you're on the bus or if you've got 20 minutes or so, and you can actually listen and interested in maybe some war history, some history of Australian manufacturing, that sort of gear, well worthwhile. And the best part is I don't talk much in it. So it's mostly Brian talking, which is really good. Travie's looking very excited.
I was actually just going to say something smart for a second there. Just watching some of those snippets you had before.
You got a sneak peek,
yeah, that's right. There's some very, very interesting information there. A good thought for that, a bit of an audio book would be cool. So as you're walking around the museum, you could have a bit of a listen and hear what Brian's got to say about some of the artifacts and some of the old equipment they've got around there, because it looks really cool.
Yeah, so that should be up probably within the next week. I should get all 3 of those up. So just the final little bits and pieces. If you ever made videos, that's the bit that is often the most frustrating, is trying to do the little tweaks, the 5% at the end. But anyway, we're at that point. Hey, Travie, speaking of Lithgow, you got a shout out on. Tell us the story of you and Lithgow's relationship that's blossomed in the last week.
Well, I had a bit of an accident. I sort of let the wife sleep in on Sunday morning. I thought I'll keep the kids up in the front room and clean my guns and just have a bit of a quiet Sunday morning.
Yep.
And I probably hadn't had enough Sunday morning coffee before I started cleaning my guns, and managed to knock my Lithgow LA101 off the bench. So just as I was moving around to grab a couple of patches to clean the barrel out, I just knocked the muzzle off, and it come off the bench and caused a little bit of damage to the stock, unfortunately. So yeah, ruined my Sunday. Got to say, but what happened after was pretty cool.
Right, what happened afterwards?
Well, so as you do with social media these days, there's a fan base of products that you think, well, I may as well post them because I know how they'll feel, and I know exactly what I would feel if they went through the same thing.
So you were going for sympathy.
Pretty much to try and feel sorry for myself. But yeah, so I posted up a photo just of my stock that I broke on the Lithgow owners fan book page, and just said, a bit disappointed in myself on a Sunday morning here. Let that go. Sort of got the wife's breakfast in bed sorted on Sunday morning, and about.
Oh, look out!
I know, because I'm a good man.
Wow.
As well.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Hey,
You could have
You
stayed
can
over.
stop off. You can stop talking now.
Yeah, so
So you can say we can stay over and give your wife breakfast in bed
oh,
as
it
well.
saves me a job. Then I can bust more stocks and see what happens.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so about sort of 10 minutes later, I sort of started getting a few notifications on Facebook, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, you're sort of, having a look through, and one of the comments on there was, hey, Trav, Lithgow's trying to get in contact with you. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This doesn't make sense. So, clicked on the link, and Lithgow Arms had shared my post and said, hey, Trav, can you get in contact with us? We want to have a chat to you about your stock. So, just sort of watch the comments unroll throughout the day, and
And what happened?
Well, what happened was I ended up giving Lithgow a bit of a call on Wednesday, yesterday. I'm pretty busy on Monday, so that I'll leave it a little bit longer and got to
just make them wait.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to do you favours, make them wait.
It's the right thing to do, isn't it?
It's right, work on your time frame.
Yeah, so I got in touch with them, had a bit of a chat with them. Like really, really good blokes up there, blokes and girls. They were very accommodating and just great to talk about firearms in general. But it turns out they're going to replace my stock for me. Which is
You'll be happy with
massive.
that.
Oh, it's massive. Like I'm insured. I've got my SSAA insurance and all that sort of stuff on my firearms, but from an Australian company that's massive, absolutely massive. And I'm just humbled by that sort of generosity out of somebody, out of a company here. It's really cool. So
yeah, fantastic, excellent. Andy's nodding. That works well on podcast, mate. Good job.
It's all about the Patreon supporters.
So you only get to see Andy's reactions if you're a Patreon supporter.
That's it.
I love it. It's great. Yeah, that's a cool story, man. I mean, Lithgow do that sort of stuff. They're good, and they've had their trials and tribulations, we all know, with recalls and bits and pieces. But
yeah, most certainly. And
beyond that,
I've said it since the day I bought. Well, since the day I shot my first Lithgow with you at that was my first. Well, that'd be 4 years ago now, I'd imagine.
Oh, who knows, mate? It feels like 30.
Yeah, we sort of since that day I got sort of hooked to the Lithgow, and that was my first rifle was a 101. Very, very glad I bought that rifle. It's a nice piece of equipment, and it's done me well in those 22 comps from time to time. So I'm very, very happy with it, and that definitely goes a long way. So
yeah, nice. Well, hopefully the new stock serves you well, mate. Are you you're going to be shooting some competition? Oh, we're shooting competitions together in August.
we are. Yeah, well,
If
we're 1-1 at the moment, I think, aren't we, Rusty?
No, I've definitely won more than you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you that. just.
I don't know.
I think you probably have shot more than me as well.
Maybe that's all right. You've done better in PRSs than I've never placed in a PRS.
No.
You've done top 10 twice.
Apparently so.
Good. Oh, and you boys have been painting. I mean, you said it before, but what Trav forgot to mention is you've been painting your stocks.
I've been painting as well. We just got bored. We thought, well, we can't scrub the dust off. Let's just paint over it. That's what mature people do.
That's the way.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, just a splash of colour for next time we go out, really.
This stops the rust, doesn't it?
Well, mine's carbon fibre. It's not going to rust, but no, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Any news on your stock, Dutchy?
I hacked into the stock to make an adjustable cheek piece.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
How's
Nice.
that gone? That's news.
It is news.
Yeah.
I was
This
just
is
looking at it
worthwhile.
and I went, no, you know what? I got too much time on my hands. I'm going to make life more difficult.
Okay.
No, it's going well.
It's a challenge of being homeless, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Finding somewhere to work. No, it is. I've got it all shaped and moulded, stripped all the varnish off. I think that's what was on there. I don't know. It definitely wasn't factory.
Whatever was on there.
Yeah, whatever it was, it's not on there anymore. Got some pilot holes. I'm going to use a lathe and machine up some guides to go inside the stock, and then get that all done.
Nice.
So
So you're going the style where you've cut away a riser out of the original stock, and that's going to be on like pillars almost.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
nice.
Beautiful. Is that going to be adjustable with grub screws in the side?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because I figure once I set it for where I want it, that's pretty well where it's going to
Stuff
stay. So
everyone else.
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still need to be able to adjust it to get your bolt out, will you? Or
No.
no?
No.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
I measured twice and cut once.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's what I'm
real
going
scholar.
wrong.
Real scholar.
Yeah. I like it.
Well, I didn't actually measure twice. I measured once. Went, it'll be right.
Yep, just deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Eyeball it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. So
Nice.
no, that's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
So, I've just got to get on the lathe and machine up the pillars, and rip into it, really.
Very
Beautiful.
nice. Very good.
And are you going to come out in the beginning of August and have a crack with us?
I should do.
Yeah.
I
Hey, Andy,
really
are you
should.
shooting the PRC match in August or you're not?
I haven't even looked that far, to be
Okay,
honest.
cool. Well, anyway,
Yes.
the three of
No
us,
is the right answer,
the
isn't
three
it?
of us will at least shoot the 22 comp. Dutchy's going to come up on the Sunday. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But we may.
I'm looking. I
if-
don't see it up there. Where is it?
Anyway, that's all right. If we do that, if there's going to be a few of us up there, I'm going to take the recorder up and we might record our reactions. Yeah.
Number 8. That's good. That's put some pressure on my build. I'm gonna have to cut corners. I'm excited.
Yeah, I like it. Now you've got a reason to live. I mean, to make you stop.
Nah, still no reason. Nah.
Now that these guys have mentioned me playing with my microphone, I'm doing it more now, just intentionally now. Good. Well, gents, we have. I was going through all the list of episodes, all 118 plus 2 bonus episodes over the last week or so, and I realised that back in the day when there wasn't that many matches, especially
You
big
haven't
matches,
actually covered all aspects.
we have not covered all aspects. What we used to do is after a match, we would get through and we'd like talk about other stages and talk about this and that, and we got away from that because matches were, far more regular, which is fair cool. But I thought, well, you two lads have just finished a match and you shot very well and Dutchy didn't go, so he may as well hear about it. And it was my match that I wrote. So how about we go through the match like we used to on these match wrap-ups things. So, Dutchy, there's a match book for you.
Yep. So we can go through and tell you what improvements to make for next time.
Pretty much. Just tell me everything that was wrong with it.
Yep,
And then I'll tell
awesome.
you whether you just suck at shooting or whether, fair point, we should change that. And so we've got match books here, and this is the Delta Tactical Steelpocalypse from 2019. What was fun is that as I was giving match books out, you guys hear about this? I found a 2018 match book that was in pristine condition, wasn't it? So it was from some packing gear or target gear from previous time, and I dug it out. And I'm like, oh, this will be good. So anyway, Charlie Webster came up and he's like, I need 4 match books for these particular guys. I'm like, all right, Charlie, I'm going to give you this, but I'll give you 4, but I'm going to give you 5. One of them is going to be 2018. So I want you to drop that to someone. I'll give you the one for him correctly with 2019, but I just want you to put that onto someone just for a little while. Anyway, he gave it to 2 guys who read from cover to cover, read all the stages, who had both shot the match the previous year.
Yep.
They got to the end of the book and they're like, oh, yeah, this is a few of these stages a bit recycled from last year. That's not like Rusty. Normally he writes new one. Anyway, okay, no, that's the way we're going. Anyway, eventually they worked it out. They were the 2018 match books. So, good fun.
If it helps any, our camp was pretty mature as well, and
we
got
watch
the
out.
match books. Me and Mr. Benoit, we took our match books, and I think there was 5 or 6 of us at camp, and we managed to get back to camp and tell everyone that there were in fact no match books for the event, and it was completely blind stages. So there was some happy faces and
bet.
some extra beers got poured out pretty quickly, and
Cursing of my name, I bet.
Well, they were. It was all terrible things, as you can imagine. They were saying about you.
Half of the course.
But yeah, we kind of let that go on for long enough to make it fun enough to ruin everyone's
Because
evening.
one of them, was it you, came up to me and asked me for a match book.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is bullshit. I'm going to go see Rusty if he needs a hand with anything.
And I said, no, those boys have their match books. They're just playing some games.
Oh,
But
dear.
anyway, while you're here, you can have a 2018.
Yeah.
Tell Trevor I gave him the wrong one.
Yeah.
Right, well, gents, overall, tell us a couple of details about the Delta Tactical Steelpocalypse in 2019. If you had to choose one word to sum it up, what would you sum it up with?
Let's go with dirty.
Yep,
Wet.
I'll go with mud. That's Dutchy, any thoughts so far based on current data?
Well, after dirty and wet, I was.
You're
thinking-
elsewhere.
I started looking at those arrows again.
He's thinking moist.
Dirty, wet weekend. Where did you guys go?
We're still on the PRS.
Little
It was a
river.
pretty big river by the end of the weekend, really, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Not wrong. So this is over at the Eagle Park Range in Victoria, between Geelong and Melbourne, Geelong and Werribee, and it was a good range. No roof though, no roof. They lost their roof last year, just like weeks out prior to our event, and they still haven't got one. So that's the joy of dealing with insurance companies and committees and all those sort of things. So that's
What's the Steelpocalypse without a steel roof?
Well, we had steel targets,
Steel
Travie. I don't
targets.
know if made the connection yet. But
No, I didn't connect with some of them.
yeah. Well played. Well played.
Very well played, sir. Very well
So back in the day, I don't know if you guys ever listened to any of these wrap-ups of matches episodes. Clearly not. But anyway, we're basically just going to go through sort of stage by stage how they went. Apart from the fact it was, well, a little bit more detail around it. Saturday was wet, and we knew it was going to be wet. And it was muddy, rainy, and windy, and all those sort of things. And one of the benefits, we didn't have the roof, but we were able to drive a bunch of vehicles up on the back of the line and pull their covers, awnings, that's the word I'm looking for, pull their awnings out, and that certainly made a difference.
That was fantastic.
And then we had a couple of canopies on the front line, so you could actually get out of the rain, which was great. You didn't have to stand out in the rain unless perhaps you were shooting a particular stage that made you do that. But, the bulk of people could actually get under shelter. And to be fair, the rain wasn't – there was only probably about an hour late in the day that was bad.
It just sits on the ground there, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't soak in. And that much foot traffic, you got 50 shooters plus ROs just traveling through it.
64 shooters.
There you go, 64.
Plus 20 odd ROs. And
they just made a mud pit, but that was cool.
That grass might just recover for next year.
Doubt it. All right. Oh, the time in the world. Stage number 1, all the time in the world. Do you guys remember this stage? Anyone want to give us a synopsis of the stage? Or do you want me to do it?
It's blatantly false advertising because it says all the time in the world, time 120 seconds. Just a quick pickup.
Okay, well, I'll give you the stage description and there's further clarification.
What's that, the world of a mosquito? Oh, they don't even live that long, do they?
Shooter to start, put arms, magazine in bowl back on the signal. Shooter will move to the shooting position, engage the KYL target. KYL rack. Starting at the largest target, shooter will engage the target with 3 rounds, then move to the next target in line. This is not run under KYL or TYL rules, thank God. Relax, you have all the time in the world. Asterisks, not actually true. So he did self-acknowledge that you didn't have all the time in the world. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, stage.
So I didn't. The stage welcomes you.
Yeah.
So
were there any stage mums there? Like, no, it's okay. it's a play on words.
So at 485 metres.
You'll have to ask Butters.
I reckon they got changed. I reckon that was
491 metres.
491. We had to move the targets.
So I was playing at home.
350 mil, 291 mil, 233 mil, and 175. Did either of you boys hit the 175?
Nope.
No.
I didn't record which ones I hit.
Okay.
That's a very good point. No, but I don't think I did.
Because that 175 at nearly 500 metres, while it seems quite likely to hit, that wind was not favourable across the day. Yeah. It's Little River's known for pretty poor winds. How did you guys go on that? Was it good fun? Was it challenging? Was it tough?
Well, we were actually quite lucky to shoot that early in the day.
Were you guys in the same squad?
We were.
Oh, right.
We were.
Cool.
There you go. The Battle of the South Aussies, our squad. It was great.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so I think we got it at a relatively low wind period.
You lucky bastards. And you still didn't hit it.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah,
no, it was
smaller.
heaps windy. It was heaps windy when we shot it. Sorry, I forgot. Heaps.
Oh, it might have been low, but it was gusting. It was switching and changing, gusting up and down. But it was a low wind.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I missed 4
Okay.
on that one. But it was good to get data on.
Okay. Did you guys start on this stage?
No.
No, it was our third stage for the day.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're well into it. Yeah, cool. Righto, no worries. Yeah, KOL racks are always fun. I do prefer KOL racks without KOL rules. KOL rules are fine, but I do prefer just sort of hitting targets and smacking things. But that 175, I sweated over whether to go smaller, larger, what it was, and I think I was pretty happy in the end. A few guys hit it. There was some hits. Guys had 3 shots on it. A few guys hit it, which is what I wanted. But it was tough. It was tough to hit. You had to earn that hit.
I think with the way you've written that stage though, with 3 rounds on each target,
you could adjust a bit.
It's quite forgiving for that, so it gives you that opportunity to hit it. And
Andy still didn't hit it.
No, and exactly right. But even if you shoot that with a bit of wind, you still got that chance to make a correction and just get through that KYL rack. So
Gotcha.
No, my first 2, I was like off on the first one in closer, and then the wind just changed, and that's it's the only. It's just how it goes.
That's the way it goes.
It's going to be called the Windpocalypse next year. That range it's good for wind.
Well, we did call it the Rainpocalypse in an email in the lead up to it.
Yes.
Stage number 2, Chick Chick Boom. Yeah. You guys remember where that name's from, don't you?
For those of you overseas, will have no idea anything about that. But
and the fatter wog said to the skinnier wog, "Oi, bro, you slept with my cousin, eh?" And the other one said, "No, man, I didn't eh?" The other one goes, "I will call on my fully sick boys," and then they pulled out a gun and just went, boom. And I ran away because that's all I wanted to see.
Which ended up being a fake, false recount of the thing. She was just doing it for the publicity.
No way.
No way. Amazing. Anyway, so that's where the stage name came from. Chick Chick Boom. What was this stage? Someone want to give us a rundown of it?
All right, yep.
Eddie, get into it.
Shooter to start, port arms, magazine in and bolt back. On the start signal, shooter is to engage the closest target for 1 impact. Then move to the middle target for 1 impact. Once shooter has engaged both targets successfully, they can engage the far target with 1 round if they choose to. Hit, miss, or no engagement. Shooter is then repeats the process for a maximum of 4 rounds at each target.
So the targets were at 190, 290 roughly, and then 490 as well. I imagine you boys probably tried all 3 targets.
Yeah, I actually went into this stage sort of thinking that with the wind starting,
I
was starting to pick up, the wind starting to pick up at that point of the day. I thought, well, there's probably no point in trying for the further target. I thought, well, I'd play the safe bet and just pick the 4, the closest targets.
Yeah.
However, I changed my plan while I was on the stage on that one.
Yeah.
So I got the first, how many shots on each target was it?
1 on each.
1 on each, yeah. So I got
in rotation.
Yeah, that's right. So I got the first hits straight away, with no issues. And I thought, well, I may as well go on to the next target because you're not going to lose much. It was definitely worth going that
And
further.
how'd you go? Did you hit some of the far ones?
Yeah, I did. So I ended up with 8 points in total on that one. So I must have hit the far target a couple of times, I think. Trying to do quick maths.
Would have been the close ones. I did the same, but only hit the close ones. So you go near, middle, and then miss the far, and then I went near, middle, miss the far, near, middle, miss the far, near, middle, miss the far.
Who's Mr. Far?
Mr. Far.
It's my dad.
It was that. Yeah, no, that might have been it actually.
Mufasa. Dutchy's give me the eyes. What are you talking about? I'm not a Lion King man. I'm more of an Aladdin man. Anyway, sorry.
Frozen. I got to take it down. Just gotta let it go.
Let it go, man. Let it go. That's right. Back into it. How'd you go with Chick Chick Boom, Andy?
Yeah, so my main concern here was the
hitting the targets.
Yep. And the time.
I thought he'd be more worrying about his brass.
What? What do you mean?
Has this had 4 firings or 3?
No, it was all virgin.
So that was resolved.
We didn't talk about that, did we?
No, we didn't.
You ran the virgin brass. Oh, no, we worked that out on the show.
Yeah, because I'd already pretty much done it.
Yeah, but just because we work it out doesn't mean he's going to do it. I thought he was just going to do my advice, get the factory ones and just pretend he was tired when he missed. Just tired.
Yeah.
Good move. Anyway, sorry, Andy, Chick Chick Boom.
Yeah, so my only
fair
worry was the 90-second time. I was just maybe concerned if you might not have enough time to engage the far target each time.
Well, that was the intention of the stage, that particularly for new shooters, that they could opt out of that fast shot that they chances are may not crack, and really focus on smacking a solid 8 points at relatively easy targets.
Yep.
So that's how it was written in intention. So good to hear that someone maybe thought that way.
Yeah.
Did you have a crack on the 500 anyway, or you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You did?
So after watching a couple of people run it and people who are similar to your experience, you might say, you might go, I've definitely got time to punch out the long distance. Yeah.
For anyone reasonably experienced, they certainly had the time.
Yeah.
It was only really for the newer shooters that they could crack in 8 points fairly solid and go from there.
Yep. But, did not hit or have any impacts on the far target.
Okay.
So it was the 175 at 4.
Still that tough target.
Do you think it was the lack of paint on your chassis that caused that?
That and the virgin brass. Yeah.
It's resolved now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things in riding match, that particular stage is you want to, and the stage before, you want those few targets, those few shots, so in this case 4 and the one before 3, that will separate the top 10 out from, first down to 10th. But still allows the majority of shooters to get a good bank of points, good sort of 7 or 8 points out of the 8. And then those, few extras to you hit a couple, didn't you, 500, Travie?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident I did, yeah. I actually, to be honest, that's one thing I was going to ask Andy. Did you record your hits at distance so you know which targets you were hitting? Or
I just know this one I missed all the 500s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have, could have.
Yeah, it's probably something that it's worthwhile doing, isn't it? Just so you got that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because we do check back and see sort of what we need to improve and work on. So stage
3 was do you even lift, bro?
Nope.
Which
did it once.
which is a last minute name change. Anyway, this is the stage. I'm going to read. Actually, Dutchy, you can read the description on this one. Give that a go, mate.
Shooter's rifle in position, magazine in, bolt back. Shooter to start, port arms, magazine in, bolt back with the DT rifle.
Delta Tactical for clarification.
On the first signal, shooter is to engage the close target with the Delta Tactical rifle with 2 rounds, standing unsupported. On the second signal, the stage will begin. Shooter is to swap rifles and engage the far target with 3 rounds from prone, then engage the close target with 2 rounds standing unsupported. Shooter repeats the process once. Shooter completes the stage by re-engaging the far target with 3 rounds. Shooter then leaves the stage with a deeper understanding that heavier isn't always better and they should rethink their life choices. Stage brought to you by Proof Carbon Fibre Barrels. Shoot to move.
Yeah.
Are you meant to finish with that shoot to move?
You are, and loud as well.
Shoot to move.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's it. So we were talking about stages with Delta Tactical, of course, with Danny about the lead up to this, and we wanted to put something on the line that was lighter and that sort of thing. So having that, but one of the feedback that we've had over a number of years has been that when you take the shooter out off their gun and you start allocating points for them shooting somebody else's gun, is mixed theories about that thought, but in total fairness, they're not there to shoot somebody else's gun. They're there to shoot their gun and hit targets with their gun. So that beginning of that stage was an opportunity for them to shoot somebody else's gun, and generally guys hit it because it was a relatively generous target with a lightweight gun. But it wasn't on the clock. It didn't matter. So you could take your time to shoot it because it didn't chew into your time, and you could also hit or miss, and it didn't really affect your points. Did you boys hit with that?
No.
Out of interest?
No. I got close on one of them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it can be a tough shot. Yeah.
It's one thing we don't practice enough, really, isn't it?
It's 100% don't practice enough. And then this was really the stage to shoot offhand and then shoot prone and shoot offhand. And to be fair, 90 seconds was probably too tight a time frame. You probably really needed 120. But just the match requirements didn't allow for 120 on this particular stage. But
I'm actually thinking a 120 on that stage would give you the chance to fatigue some of the people trying to shoot offhand and get the points, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, this really was a 120 stage because you had that 30 seconds for the beginning. Yeah. So that's where your 30 seconds went bonus. But you're right. I think this probably should have been a 2-minute stage. Yeah. It just purely on your own gun to be able to get that many shots off in those positions. Right. Or you could probably actually achieve the same result by doing 3 rounds prone, then jumping up and doing like 4 or 5 rounds standing and shooting is, I mean, Dutchy used to shoot metallic silhouette and shot standing fairly exclusively for that. After X amount of rounds, it takes a bit out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You start to wander a lot, but those rules are a lot more forgiving time-wise. You can take a shot and then
Drop the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if you
straight
only had
back,
sort of 45 seconds or so to do your 5 or 6 shots, probably not so forgiving.
Yeah, especially with some of the weights in PRS rifles, I think it would be a lot more challenging.
Yeah.
But it looks like a fun stage.
How did you enjoy it? Was it challenging? Did it bring out some weaknesses for you?
Yeah, it was a really good stage. I actually run a fairly light rifle anyway, so
You do, don't you?
yeah,
That's right. You run that Bolly stock.
Yeah, I got the Bolly stock and only a 20-inch barrel, so it's quite a nice little comfortable rifle anyway. It's well balanced, but I'm comfortable offhand. I just don't have enough shooting experience to pull those shots off
Gotcha.
in a time effective manner. So on a stage like that, I was actually cautious of how much time I was using up while I was standing.
Yeah,
so because you want to try and get the points, but you also don't want to waste too much time because you want to get back to prone and know you can get those shots off. So it's that delicate balance on a stage like that.
Very true. Very true. You had 9 points available on prone. You're more sensible to jump down to prone as quick as you can.
That's it.
That was my theory. I pretty much burnt my standing shots.
Yep.
And
Okay.
paid more attention on the prone.
Went with a strategic approach.
Mm.
Yep. Fair call. Out in front. Oh, I bet you boys love this stage.
I can tell you the notes that I've gotten written in my book here in
All
bold,
abusive.
thick letters, calm down, exclamation mark. That's what I wrote to myself after I got off that stage.
Well, you better give us a stage description on that, or at least a synopsis of it. You don't have to read it verbatim. Just give us a rundown of what happened.
So this stage, you don't want the stage brief?
I don't care, man.
You do, yeah. So
all
the
good.
stage brief on this one, basically on the start signal, shooters to move to the prone position, engage the far target with 4 rounds. Shooters then to move to the incline platform. Shooter and all equipment must be on the front of the platform and not touching the ground. Shooters to engage the near target with 4 rounds, then the middle target with 4 rounds. So synopsis on this one, very good stage. Lots of movement, pretty time restrictive as well, I found. You can tell by my note, calm down, written in there. Dutchy was double checking. It's definitely there.
Do you want to explain that barricade? Because this is not the norm.
No, this is not the norm. So this is an angled platform. Usually we shoot the angled platform where you climb on the back and shoot over the top edge. This time around we shot with the angled platform at a 90-degree angle to the range. So you actually shot from the side of the platform out on the range. So,
Normally, I mean, these are in places that aren't quite so restrictive as we are. They're rooftop platforms. Yeah, you're basically
didn't want to say it.
we can say it on here, mate.
Yeah.
Majority of our audience is in the US.
Good point.
Hello, Yankees, and the rest of you. Normally the angle is on the back of it, and then you shoot over the top. But this time you're on the front of it.
Yeah,
That's the reason out in front.
But it
Should have been called the Cletus stage.
You're right. It will be next time. Promise.
Next time.
Yep. So it was a difficult position. What position did you build, Travie?
So I went with the. Well, I don't know if anyone of our listeners knows, but there was a oversized.
There was
an oversized pump pillow that a lot of people got to shoot from.
So if you've seen the Armageddon gear numero uno bag,
That's the one.
we quite seriously, one of the dudes did bring a numero uno bag along.
No, that was good. So most people sort of, it was a pretty limiting position, I think. Anyway, so you either had to take a big backpack or try and shoot a bit more offhand on that position. But it was basically
and tripods were banned because that's a common one to use.
Yeah, that's right. So I think on that stage, it's really about slowing down and trying to get those extra little seconds on your shots. Because like I said, I got every shot off on that stage and only got 4. It was a very good lesson in just slowing down and trying to get points rather than just shooting rounds for the sake of it. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Andy, out in front, how'd you go on that, mate?
Yeah, I got all the
Tough.
It was. I was definitely planning on using the tripod.
Okay.
That was my game, but couldn't.
Is the bit that says no tripods, was that the heartbreaking to read?
Yeah,
that
it
would have
was.
been ripper for it. We discussed that, didn't we, at the start?
Yeah.
Like getting your front legs on your tripod out and.
I even tried to clarify if I took off one of the legs on my tripod, does that still count as a tripod? Or does it then just become an oversized bipod?
We went with bipod.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it got shut down pretty quick.
Yeah, no fair, honestly. But it was good. I did nail the first 4 targets, and then missed the remainder.
High five.
What was amusing? Amusing. No, that's not the right word. What was something you guys don't know is you remember on the stage. So the other stage with that backed up with that was the Do You Even Lift Pro, and on Do You Even Lift Pro there was a large target and a smaller target virtually at the same distance, right? On the Friday, I'd said to the RO, hey, change the brief. So rather than it's the 200 and 350 metre target, change this both back to the large and small target at 200. He forgot.
Ah, there you go.
So you guys were actually meant to be shooting a much bigger target and then a smaller target to make it relatively easy to crack 4 and then harder to crack the other 4. Two shots, the 2 targets were both quite tough. So you're welcome. You're welcome. It happens. It happens. Last minute changes don't quite always go all the way through, and
right.
so be it. But guys who did smack that 350 metre target, and there was a few of them, obviously built a really solid position.
It's definitely doable. Most certainly doable. And I very quickly learned on that stage that you just need to slow down.
Yeah.
Like you really do.
And total blame goes to Trent Daft.
Yeah, well, it's
for that
if the shoe
stage,
fits.
because I had said to Trent, he said to me, hey, we haven't shot one of these like reverse incline platforms yet. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that's no one's put it in a match, I guess. And little did he know that I had put it in a match. And so, thanks. So everyone can share their thanks to Trent for that. Perfect. And that he...
Trent, that was my lowest scoring match for the weekend, mate. So, lowest.
Yeah. But what it did, because they'd shot that at the service rifle match in Canberra, not on the same angle, not the same thing, just a little bit more relaxed. But I guess the entire basis of this match was to really try and bring out some of those weaknesses.
Oh, yeah.
One of the guys, and you guys will know who, but one of the guys did say, hey, if you can, make this match a little harder. So I did. And
it definitely did have that that aspect of it. I've shot a couple of service rifle matches and definitely enjoy those for that reason, because it does exploit that body movement and those tougher positions. And having a PRS match like that was a little bit different in my limited experience, but it was good.
We'll talk more about that later, no doubt. But the next stage would be number 5, Big Hill Small Target. This was a PRS skill stage number 4. PRS skill stage number 4. Oh, sorry, we've jumped on, haven't we? Oklahoma Troop Line was the next stage, number 5. This was one I ran, and this was one of those stages we rarely have heaps of targets in one stage, and this had 7 targets, which is, Trav, you've been to the most matches next to me.
Yeah, that was the most in a stage.
That's probably the most in a stage we've had individual targets, and so it was 2 rounds on each target, and it was just every target you got 287, 319, 370, 389, 417, 455, 491. You've just got just shoot, dial. That was the idea of it. And there was 2 rounds per target. And it wasn't a complex stage.
Plenty of time as well.
Kept you busy. Yeah, 2 minutes. Yep. It was not. It was amazing to see though. So many guys didn't make it through, and then dudes cleaned it as well, and it was great to see. How'd you find that stage, Travie?
That how you know about this stage actually?
This is the one.
This is the one. So
maybe a bit more clarification.
Okay,
I alluded before that this was a PRS skill stage, but these were shot together, and so on some of the target frames, these were all roughly 2 MOA targets. On some of the target frames, we had a smaller target in a different shape that was related to the PRS skill stage. That was a smaller target. What happened with that, Trav?
Well, what happened with that?
Sorry, it was clearly explained which targets to shoot, wasn't it?
Clearly. Very clearly. So I was actually doing okay on this stage, quite happy. It was a really good stage, plenty of time, and it was nice to just sit there, dial, and just wind through, step the distances out and just get comfortable behind your gun.
Yeah.
And the wind sort of started to pick up at that stage in the afternoon, and it turns out that I've found the weakness in my equipment and what I need to change for next year's PRA series. But let's get on to what happened. So the 491 meter target, it was a 291 millimeter gong that we were aiming at, which is quite a generous target at that distance in good conditions.
Couple MOA. Yep.
Yeah. So turns out though, when you're running the 87 grain projectiles at 2,700 feet per second, so fairly slow. They group pretty well at close distances, but at that distance, I was holding about 1.5 mil of wind on that target.
Yeah, right.
And I was hitting the 200 millimeter target for the next stage, which was hanging another 1.5 mil to the left of the one that I was aiming at.
Yeah.
So I hit it the first time, and I saw the small target swing, and somebody goes, "Yeah, no, that's not the right target." And so I shot again and hit the small target again. I'm going, yeah, that's not right. It turns out I got 0 points on that far target, but I definitely learnt the weakness of my rifle. So.
Good. Andy, how'd you go with that one, mate?
I went surprisingly well, actually.
Did you clean it or did you get close?
I got 11.
Got 11 out of 14.
14. It's all just down to I got a break in the wind, I think.
Yeah,
mostly.
Yeah, Trav's nodding is sufficiently to confirm that. It's like lucky prick.
It was hilarious. I was just like, because I heard Rusty say, "Trav, you shot the wrong target." I was aiming at the right target.
Yeah, it was good. We didn't have too many guys at the wrong target. Actually, I don't think we have many guys intentionally shoot the wrong target, which is always concerning when you have multiple targets on one rack. But I was pretty clear in my brief to say, hey, there's 2 targets on some stages. Always shoot the bigger one on this one.
That's it.
The next stage, which I jumped ahead to, was skill stage 4, which is relatively small target, 1.5 MOA at roughly 300, 400, and 500 target. And this was one of this was the only tiebreaker stage for the weekend. Yeah. How'd you guys go on that?
So we actually got to shoot this one the following morning. So
that's right.
So we sort of run out of a little bit of light. It just got pretty overcast and the conditions deteriorated pretty quickly. Being a skill stage, we elected to shoot it all in the morning.
Yeah, well, I made the call on that. Given that it was a tiebreaker, I wouldn't let you guys start where other stages had.
Yep. So in the morning, we shot it first up, and the wind was picked up already. So I didn't do too well on this one, unfortunately.
You didn't get any significant benefit.
No. Well, what I should have done is aimed at the big target that I shot at the previous morning, and I probably would have got the points. But
probably would have.
Yeah, silly me thought I'd aim at the right target. So
Andy, what about you, mate?
Didn't go too well. Yep.
Good. We shall move on. Well, that's about all we can fit in for this episode. We end up talking for quite a while, so that'll flick over into another episode. Thanks for joining us. Hey, just a reminder, both Scoped Out and Projectile Warehouse, you can find those Earmor M31 earmuffs, electronic earmuffs that the guys tried on during the show. You can save $10 on those on either website by using the code EARLESS, EARLESS. Works on both websites. They're free postage options on both websites if you haven't checked them out. So do that, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast. To continue the discussion, check out our Facebook page. And for more information, head to our website, www.precisionshootingpodcast.com.au. This episode was brought to you by Impact Dynamics.